843 TV, where the Lowcountry comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
Welcome to 843 TV at the Coastal Discovery Museum, and we are here for our summer show. And joining us is Elizabeth Greenberg, Director of Exhibits, and we're going to start out in the exhibit hall.
Yes.
Now, it's always fun to come here, see what's happening, and now we are in summer and we've got the Wild Bee exhibit.
Yes, so this is our new show. It opened last week and it's up through August 17th. This is a traveling show that's been to a number of different large museums across the United States. It's a project that Paula Sharp and Ross Eatman, they're a husband and wife couple who are photographers and bee specialists, have undertaken over 20 years now. They've been tracking wild bees and photographing them. And this show came out of a big project that they did up in New York at the Rockefeller State Park, where they were commissioned to come into the park, track all the wild bees that were there, photograph them. So this big project came out of it. And then since then, this show has been, it premiered in New York 10 years ago. It's been traveling around, and I saw it and I thought, oh, this would be a great summer show here. We have so many families here. And the photography is absolutely beautiful, but it's also great information about these important pollinators. I mean, bees make all of our food is based on bees pollinating all of our fresh, fruits and vegetables.
Kind of an appropriate exhibit for the Coastal Discovery Museum for a lot of the purpose and mission behind
it. Absolutely. So this is an example of a show that really merges our mission of, environmental knowledge and making people care for the Lowcountry, because of course we have wild bees here too. While this project was specifically done in New York, and then they actually went to Texas and did another project in Texas. We have a couple Texas photos here. We also have a lot of these wild bees here, and so actually the photographers were here last week for the reception, and the day after they went out to our pollinator garden to track our wild bees, and just in that very small garden around the butterfly habitat they found 15 wild bees over the course of a couple hours. And that might not sound like a lot, but they were very excited that they could find that here so quickly.
Can you explain what is a difference between a wild bee and a regular bee?
Well, a honeybee. So it's a regular bee isn't really, these are regular bees. Okay. But honeybees are not native to the United States. So the honeybees were actually brought over when the Santa Elena community, that the current day Paris Island, so Santa Elena, which the museum also is involved in that whole history project. The Spanish brought over honeybees for obvious reasons, to make honey, so that they would have honey, they would have wax, all of these things. So they brought them over, and then of course bees get out into the wild. So that's where our honeybees here in the United States come from. But all of these wild bees are native bees to different areas of the country. So, and a lot of the bees are all over the country. You'll find, the same bees that you see in New York, you'll find here as well, but not always. There's some differences on, different parts of the country and what we have. And then over the course of the year, I didn't know very much about bees, and they were telling me all of this. So over the course of the year, you'll see different bees. So we have our spring to summer bees right now, and then those ones won't be the ones that are in our pollinator garden. A little later in the summer, it'll be a different set of bees, and so on throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. See, I love how I asked you that question, and look how much history you told, and that's the purpose of what you want to do at the Discovery Museum, is educate people, have them come in and see the beautiful artwork. So what a great opportunity for our area.
Yes, and just so again, like with the wild bees, they're the ones who are really pollinating our crops, a lot of our crops. So our fruits, our vegetables, those different crops are pollinated by different bees, right? And so if you have a problem with one bee species, then that crop can be affected. So they're really important. And bees are traveled around the country to pollinate different farmers.
About 45 seconds in this segment. Tell us about some of the artwork. I know we're scanning around to it.
So it's so beautiful. If you come here, you'll get to see, this is macro photography. So this means it's very close up. So these bees are very small, but you're in these photos, you're going to see they're big, and you get to see all the detail of the bee. And also the way macro photography often works in this situation is like the bee will be very detailed, and then the background will be very sort of impressionistic and soft. And so they're just beautiful photographs as well. And then the other thing I would say, not all of this is on the labels, but when they were here, they told stories. You know, a lot of these bees, there are these stories behind them, like what was going on, and a few of those you can really see. And you know, there are standoffs between different bees, or different, they have a few things in here that are not bees, you know, where they're fighting over a flower. So I think it's fun to look at those and kind of try to tell, you can tell yourself a story about them too.
Yeah, very cool. Well, we're gonna take a break to move on to another area, but thanks for sharing, and y'all come out and see the Wild Bee exhibit while it's here through August the 17th.
17th, yep.